What is going on, everybody? Zach, pay attention. Raven, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to another great episode of Sports Extra Uncut with your hosts, Kobe Clark.
I'm Draven Wiseman.
I'm Zach Stidham.
Yes, and you already know who I am. I just said it. So today, we're going to strictly stick to one topic. We're going to stay away from, the crazy news going on in the world. We're just going to be talking about WWE. And we're going to be... You have something to say?
Wrestlers, not WWE.
Well, they have been through WWE. I'm just being more specific.
Two of them have not that have been on my list. That are on my list.
Oh, well, now I'm excited to hear your list.
Yes.
Anyway, we're going to be doing our top 5 favorite all-time professional wrestlers.
There you go.
We will be each giving 3 honorable mentions. I will go first, and we'll go all the way around. I forgot you wanted to go first. You want to go first?
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll do Zach, me, and then Draven. And we'll go in that order. We'll go with 3 honorable mentions. And then we'll dive into each of our top 5 lists. Go 5-5, 4-4, same routine. So, after further ado, Zach, let me hear your first honorable mention. These two have been peeking at one another's lists, but they haven't seen mine. So, Zach, what do you got?
I mean, the first one, I don't know how much more mainstream you can get. I'm going to go The Rock.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
I just love the charisma, man. I mean, he's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. I just love the characters. I love the theme songs. He was just fun to watch. And, at the end of the day, he's one of the faces of the entire organization. So, it's hard not to put him on the list.
Of course. He's just so mainstream now.
Yeah.
Even before he became just this huge Hollywood superstar,
I also love his theme songs. Not pre, before we blew up, early, 90s.
Yeah.
Those were the best theme songs.
Yeah. What did his first, real theme song go like?
The Rock says.
Smell what the Rock is cooking. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, psh, boom. Yeah, that stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, he has some, even the one he has now when he, makes a surprise return.
Oh, yeah.
I still love it. But I'm going to give you my first honorable mention, and this one is really tough because he's my first, it was either him or number 5 to go in the number 5. Chris Jericho at number 5. This man's done it all. He's been through WCW.
I thought this was your honorable mention.
It is. That is my honorable mention.
We said top 5 and then 3 honorable mentions.
No, we're doing our honorable mentions, then our top 5.
Oh, okay.
That's what, you're still an honorable. Okay, yeah.
Okay, my bad.
That's all good. Going back to Y2J, though. He's been through WCW, done it all, 9-time Intercontinental Champion in WWE, I think a 4 or 5-time Heavyweight Champion in WWE, killing it in AEW still. What is he, 43, 44, probably 47, hitting 50 now.
I think he's almost 50.
I hate to say it, but he's overweight. He's just not what he used to be. I just absolutely love his character. He works great as a face, but man, can he really be a heel? You cannot be his heel side. He's been so, even when he was late 90s when he first debuted to the early to mid 2000s, and then his best run in my opinion when he was Suit Jericho, when he was super hated on. I loved it, but even what he's doing now. So, yeah, Chris Jericho's my first honorable mention.
See, I'm kind of split. I have 6 names on my honorable mention.
Holy crap.
But the first one I will probably mention is something he was surprised about. Cody Rhodes.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah. No, I just hadn't seen the name in a while. I hadn't saw the name in a while.
I love him.
So, Cody Rhodes, I really did not like how WWE booked him at all in WWE.
Man.
I think Cody Rhodes had more talent than what WWE was giving him off.
Mm-hmm.
And once he got to AEW, he's the co-president of AEW.
Yeah.
And he basically, I watched an interview with him in it, and he was like, I don't run the company.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, fans run the company. That's why I would never have a title. And, well, he's had a few titles, but he would never have the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So, Cody Rhodes...
I don't know about that. He'll be champion one day.
Maybe. But Cody Rhodes is my first honorable mention post-WWE.
Okay. Jack?
I don't know. This one's really weird. It's more of an inside joke with me and my friends. But we used to always we love this guy, Rusev.
Oh!
Bro, I love like when he was like prime like WrestleMania John Cena Rusev.
That was
like,
crazy.
With Lana.
Rusev Punch guy.
Oh my
I
god.
loved him. It was just so funny to watch him because he always just like yell real loud.
Yeah.
And he was talented.
He
as
still
well.
really is
Yeah.
doing
Lana is
amazing now.
where it's at.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was just so like we would always do the finisher and stuff. Like I forgot what it was called now. It was a camel clutch.
It was a camel clutch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But it was like so devastating. Like it literally looked like it was killing people.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I loved his whole like.
Do you know like Miro? You know the
Myro.
No, it's called Miro.
Myro.
That's what he goes by in
Yeah.
AEW.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he wrestled anymore, to be honest.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like this was like
Good
way
job,
back.
Zach.
Yeah, this was way back. But yeah, I loved like the whole thing with John. Even like after like when he had his whole thing with the they're like the
League of Nations.
Yeah, all that. It was I don't know. It was more of an inside joke. I just loved.
Ew.
I just.
The League of Nations?
It was awful.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was. I just liked him just because of all that before, but I
Yeah.
just stuck with him.
I respect the answer.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was just. I know that was just an interesting one. I just love
Brings
talking
back
about him.
PTSD.
Oh gosh.
Wade Barrett.
I
haven't
love
heard
him.
that name in forever.
He's on commentary on NXT.
Yeah,
But like I
that
still
was
have
another-
like wrestling wise, I haven't heard
Oh,
that
no.
name. Yeah.
You guys will know, if you haven't already noticed, Zach is a little bit less knowledgeable of pro wrestling than me and Draven. But we will teach him the ways. That's 100%. My second honorable mention, pretty good answer, I'd say, the late Eddie Guerrero. Do you know him by chance?
Yeah.
Do you know? Obviously you should. Latino Heat, Viva la Raza. He lies, he cheats, he steals into my heart. I don't know. I just like the way he wrestled more. He wasn't like super strong and buff like compared to like Brock Lesnar and everyone during that time period. Even like
It was very versatile in how he wrestled. Though.
he was.
He could like get on the top rope, or he could like put you on his shoulders and do anything.
I feel like that's like I feel like he was just not built for that era. I mean, he was perfect for his era, but
Yeah.
imagine him now. Like, man.
See, I don't know, cause like, do you remember when like Rey Mysterio and him worked together?
Oh, of course.
See, Rey Mysterio barely fits in like this era of wrestling. And, like,
It's really weird.
yeah.
You're
I mean, you
right.
have like Kalisto and like Sin Cara and stuff, but like nobody tops.
If he's on
No.
your list.
No.
Okay.
I remember like that was what like he had a feud with Sin Cara, like the small one.
That's Kalisto.
Kalisto, yeah, he had a feud with him for a while. That's the last thing I remember about
That's
it.
random.
The small one.
The small one.
But going back to Eddie, I started watching back in like 06, so I didn't really get to catch any of his career since he passed away in 05. But thanks to DVDs, I got to witness some of his matches. So I didn't really know him until later on. But that's just a perfect example of coming into wrestling late and watching someone that you would love forever. So, yeah. Draven?
I don't know.
Ooh, so many options. Was it like 10,000?
See, okay, I'm gonna have to go with 2 on this one.
All right.
Because so like I'm going from like 1 to like my first honorable mention. Those were Cody Rhodes is obviously my second. My first, it's gonna have to be Christian.
Okay.
And the other one that I can't pick between him and Christian and Batista.
Ooh.
I just can't pick between them. I love both of them. They're not in my top 5, but Batista, I just loved just his theme song and the way he did it with his arms.
It was great, man.
And I got to see it in person, so like I was like,
I
whoo.
wish.
And then Christian, I love the kill switch, and I love like his I miss my peeps
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
He was just a down to earth dude. Still is.
I mean, Edge is even on my list too, but
Yeah.
he's on my honorable mentions, and a lot of people are like, "What? How is he not in your top 5?" I'm like, there's a lot of people in this era wrestling that are like topped everything, like other eras have topped, and I think overall, if I had to choose one of them, I'm choosing Batista, because my favorite part of Batista is when they feuded with the Shield. It was Evolution and the
Oh,
Shield.
so like his pretty much last run.
Yeah, his last run was versus Triple H a couple years ago. But
I meant when he was like active.
Yeah.
That was part time.
Yeah. But that was probably my favorite, was when Batista came back with Triple H and Randy Orton and fought the Shield.
Yeah.
So.
Alright. I respect the answer. Zach. Final honorable mention. Who do you have?
We go Dean Ambrose.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Draven's freaking out right now.
I mean, I loved him when he was on the Shield. That's like when I first got into it. Was like
How dare you?
Like it was like a year before the Shield started. It was like
We're no
when I
longer
actually
allowed to talk in this show. The fact that you said you love Dean Ambrose during the Shield offends me.
Well, like I liked him after, obviously. Like I liked him as a
Well,
singer.
there was like 3 times the Shield reunited, so you got to
Like,
be more specific.
Obviously the first run.
like the Lunatic Fringe.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like Dan Ambrose. Like I loved his finisher. I loved that. That was like when I would wrestle, I would do that all the time. Like I would like wrestle with my friends and shit, and like we would do that all the time. And I don't know, I loved his persona. I love like he had good storylines too. Like he had good feuds when he was doing all that. I don't know. It was just the persona of him, like just always just running around, frantic, doing stuff. He would do off the top rope, and he would do all this other stuff. It was just fun to watch.
Alright. My final honorable mention. Let's just go. I have 2. I'll just mention the other one briefly, just because I started recently loving him. But the main one, Triple H, 100%. Now he would make my list, but I have better options. Why? What are you making that face for, man? Triple H is a god.
No,
He's just one of the
he
best.
is the reason WWE sucks.
No, he's not. That's
Now,
Vince.
now I will admit, Triple H has had great storylines with multiple superstars, but like the whole, I'll get into it when it's my turn. But
Nope.
you can go on your rant about how
I
Triple
will.
H is.
He's one
an
of the
honorable
greatest
mention.
all time. Like he's right up there with The Rock, Stone Cold.
He is definitely not up
yes,
there.
he is.
No, he
Why?
is not.
What makes him not? What makes him not up there?
Even though he's married to Stephanie McMahon.
What does that have to do with anything? He was great before all that happened. In the 90s?
No.
What? Even when even with his runs in like the 2000s, when he like kind of looked out of shape, he still looked great. Like his DX was okay. You could argue they're like the top 2 best faction of all time, either them or NWO. What do you mean? What makes them not top 2? Either one of
Who's
them.
top 1 for you?
DX. I like DX.
What?
More. They're factions.
The most dominant faction of all time.
Yes. It's DX.
No, it's the Shield. Zach.
It's clearly DX.
As like a tag team, or like just like the individual wrestlers.
It's just the
in
group as a whole.
Yes. It would. Number 1 would be the Shield, and number 2 would be Evolution.
All right. Well, I didn't even get to mention that. Thank you for reminding me. Evolution. They gave us Randy and Batista when they were both really young. God, Triple H has been a great product for this company and the whole promotion.
You anger me. I just want you to
What?
know that.
Triple H is easily top 10 on anyone's list.
No.
Alrighty. And my final one, Daniel Bryan. He's my other honorable mention. I don't know. The way he wrestles, I love it. He still does great nowadays. I do not blame him for leaving. I didn't want to see him leave, but he left. So. Alright, give me your freaking last honorable mention.
My last one is Kevin Owens.
I respect that.
Because, I've never liked Kevin as a heel, ever.
What?
I love Kevin as a face. I don't know why. He just, he just looks like a big old teddy bear when he's a face. And I love it. And when, his corner finisher where he just freaking blows up in the corner.
Cannonball.
Yeah, Cannonball. I love the Cannonball, man.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it when he did it on John Cena. That's probably my favorite moment. When he was, he debuted when he was still NXT champion, and
Yeah.
he opened John Cena had an open challenge, and Kevin Owens answered, and he almost beat him. Obviously, scripted and everything, but
What?
what?
What do you mean?
It's not fake. I mean, it's real. I thought it was
Wrestling's real, bro.
You guys didn't know it was scripted?
No, what are you talking about?
Okay, we'll go with it. But Kevin Owens is definitely my last honorable mention as a face, not a heel. And
You can't tell me. Oh whoa! You can't tell me he's not a bad heel though. Like he's
he's a great heel.
Yeah.
I just like him as a face better than a heel.
Okay.
And he's kind of like, when you look at Kevin Owens, do you picture a heel or do you picture a babyface?
I'm gonna be honest.
It's a heel.
It's a heel.
See, I don't know.
He just looks like a bad person.
He looks like a bad person, and like all his tattoos nowadays are like bad.
Yeah.
But like,
That bull tattoo.
I never understood the tattoo.
I don't know.
But we'll go with it. Zach, name your number 5 pick
Yes.
on your top 5.
We are also including our favorite rival. So like he's not on my list, but let's say The Rock, for example, he'd be number 1, and my favorite rival of his would be Stone Cold. Something basic like that. Neither of them are on my top 5 list, so hit me with it. What do you got?
Man, Draven kind of stole the thunder there. It's Kevin Owens.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. I
Did you
love
like
Kevin
him as
Owens.
a heel?
Yeah, when he first came up, it was.
Nope.
I
You leave him
see
hanging.
it. Didn't see it. But I think he's so talented, man. I mean, like he was like one of the, because when I started watching, it was like when NXT like first became a thing.
Yeah.
So like, and he was one of the first guys, like him and Finn Balor, all those guys were like the first guys in that. And I thought he was so talented. I mean, like the pop-up powerbomb, I thought that was the
I wish he still did
dopest
it.
thing in the world
He
when
doesn't
he did
do
that.
it a lot.
I know, I love that. And then now he does a stunner, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of out of it now, but I do remember he does that. And but he's so like he's a bigger guy, but he's so agile. Like you wouldn't think, and he like goes on the top rope, and I don't know, it's crazy. I just think he's one of the most talented.
The frog splash, he can just do it on the top rope
I
without
know.
even trying.
Yeah.
I'm
Like for a big man, he's probably one of the most agile. of
Yeah,
all time.
he's just so talented. And I don't know, I loved watching him when he was coming up. And then the rivalry is probably John Cena.
All right.
Like,
I respect
because
that.
that's when he was like, I thought like he was like when he was like prime when he was like first coming out of NXT, and that's when he first blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, those matches were just so good, and I don't know, I've loved him, and I love his theme song too.
Of course.
It's just like I don't know, I just love Kevin Owens. I've loved him ever since he's came on.
All right. You didn't finish it.
I'm not gonna finish it.
Anyway, my number 5. Now I'm only looking at this as the wrestling standpoint, only wrestling. Number 5 for me is Chris Benoit. Now, if you know his history, we don't talk about that. We're not going to talk about it. But as just looking at him as the wrestler, he was one of my favorites growing up. I caught him at the end of his career when I first started in 06. I don't know. I think it was mainly what I loved about him, his finisher, which was the crossface. So you put one arm in between your legs and pull on the nose. And then his theme song, oh man, it's amazing. We can't legally play that, but if you just go on YouTube and go on Chris Benoit theme song, absolute killer. I don't know, it's just a banger. I loved his run when he first won the World Championship. That's a part I didn't even get to mention with Eddie, because when they both were World Champions, these two were so buddy close in the wrestling business. Them both holding championships at the end of WrestleMania 20, real tearjerker. Sadly, they can't show that anymore due to Chris Benoit, but it's a great memory for sure. His rivalry with Kurt Angle would be my favorite, just because both of them, technical wrestling, 2 of the best ever. You can't top that. I mean, maybe you can, but oh well. But Chris Benoit would be number 5 for me. I don't know. He was a great U.S. and world champion. I loved it.
Are you ready for my number 5?
Zach, what's your number 4? I'm kidding.
It is Kenny Omega.
Okay, alrighty. We're doing more active, okay,
Yeah.
I see. Alrighty.
So, with my honorable mentions, I had The Rock on there too, but like, he's not one of my favorites. Like, I love his theme song and I love the way he comes out, but like, he's not. But Kenny Omega is definitely one of my favorites. Only one of the main reasons is because he has dodged WWE for so
I
many
know.
years.
You're never coming.
And I love it because like Kenny Omega does not he like respects WWE, but like he just said I'd never want to wrestle for you guys. So I think he went to like New Japan. He wrestled there for a lot of years, and then he helped the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes make AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite rival for Kenny Omega is probably Jon Moxley.
Alrighty.
Because, like, I've never seen, like, wrestlers bleed that much in this era until I saw Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley wrestle. So.
Alright. Respect. Number 4, Zach. Hit me with it. Hit me with your best shot.
I'm gonna go Seth Rollins.
I
Oh
love
my
that
gosh.
answer. He's my favorite active wrestler, but he didn't even make my list.
Again, it just goes off. Like he's just so good. Like I love to like just seeing like just talent, even if they didn't get pushed like to the extent of like championships, which he did obviously. But like I love just seeing good like wrestling. That's all I care about because I wasn't really too into it. Because I started when I was kind of older, so I wasn't like too into like storylines and stuff. I just wanted to like I was fascinated more with like the wrestling part of the show, and he was one of
your
the
favorite rival?
probably I don't know any of the Shield guys like when he was like fighting Roman or Dean Ambrose.
See, I don't know about you, but like I don't like Seth as a heel.
Really?
So
He's best
okay,
as a heel.
listen. Let me talk about this. So I'm not gonna say who's on my list, but someone that has feuded with Seth Rollins before is on my list
I wonder who.
in my top 2. But Seth Rollins as a heel, I liked him only because my number 1 wrestler on this list. But the reason I like Seth Rollins, and I originally had him in my top 5, but I took him out.
Okay.
I liked him when he was fighting Triple H as a face.
I did love that. That was perfect.
My favorite moment was when, like, I forget what Triple H, he was talking in the outside the ring, and all you hear is Seth Rollins' music, and then he, like, drops the crutch, and then, like, he runs in the ring, and I got goosebumps during that, because, like, I got to see Seth Rollins at, I think it might have been Night of Champions, or Clash of Champions, one of those two.
They changed the name.
It was the one in Indy a few years ago, but I got to see him wrestle. I think he wrestled Sting and Cena in Indy. And I got to see him wrestle twice. And
You're
I'm like,
lucky.
oh.
You have to see Cena and Sting. Not even wrong. I don't even care about that. Sting.
I've seen a lot of wrestlers. Like, now that I think about it, because I've been to Raw, I've been to SmackDown,
I've never been to Raw.
I have been to Raw.
I'd love to go.
But, yes, that is... I'm stealing the thunder, man.
You're good. You're good, man. You're good.
I will say this one thing about Rollins. He is easily, besides Roman, the best heel right now. Has to be.
I don't even really think he's a heel anymore.
No, he is, for sure. Like, he just got done feuding with Edge.
But, like, I feel like Edge turned into the heel a little bit more.
No. Rollins is the perfect man to tell a story.
He is.
And he is great on the mic.
I do not like his new character, though.
Why? He's perfect.
I kind of like the Beast Slayer and the King Slayer.
Right.
That was kind of my main.
But that's what got so boring after a while.
I mean, that's why Reigns got boring after a while.
Oh, thank God he finally changed it.
And he's boring now because it's the same thing every single week.
He's not boring now.
Zach,
They keep it entertaining.
you can go ahead and finish. Kobe and I will shut up.
Yeah, I mean, I loved his finishers too, like the curb stomp when he's going up. I love that. And then he had the pedigree for a while. I do remember that.
Yeah, he did.
That was kind of weird, but I mean, he's just so good. And he had like the sling blade thing that he did. I
love the sling.
I mean, he was just so good. And
Balor does it better.
Yeah.
He does do it better.
And it's just, I don't know, it's so fun to watch. And then the first like big memory I had was when he cashed in at WrestleMania.
Oh, we didn't even mention that.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
That's so important.
That's when I like fell in love with like Seth Rollins because I'm like, dang, like this guy's so good. And like I loved his character. Like I don't know, he's a jack of all trades. Like you said, he's really on the mic as well. He's just, I don't know.
Took him a while to get there.
Yeah.
Just wait till we get to
And then-
number 1.
And then again, the theme song. I mean, like I mentioned this last week, like the Burn It Down theme song. Love it.
All right. Well, my number 4. Funny that we just got done talking about Rollins because my number 4 is who he just got done feuding with, Edge. Not a lot you could say about Edge's career that hasn't already been said. You know, he started in the 90s with Christian, multiple tag team world champion, broke into a single career, became an intercontinental champion. He was a United States champion. Finally hit 2005, became this big main event rival when he won the Money in the Bank contract for the first ever Money in the Bank contract. Cashed in on Cena, lost it to Cena, And then, does great feuds with Edge. Or not Edge, sorry. Randy, Taker. I can keep going on and on and on.
Can we talk about his makeout session with Lita?
No, we are not doing that. That was weird. Don't even get... I'm changing my answer. My favorite rival for Edge was John Cena, but I'm changing it to Matt freaking Hardy just because of the awful things he did to him. He cheated and slept with Matt Hardy's girlfriend at the time, Lita. It is awful. Oh man, I thought it was real, but man, we hated him. If you were a little kid and watched wrestling and didn't hate Edge, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I mean, like as a teenager watching, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I'm like, Edge is the dopest guy in the world.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like,
hated
Edge,
Edge.
I mean, he's just a big name, man. I mean, he's one of the faces. I think he's one of the faces. When I think of he's one of the first 4 or 5 names I think of when I think of WWE. He's Edge.
So, the Royal Rumble when he came back, I was like, I'll buy a Royal Rumble. Sure.
I freaked out, man.
I was like,
yeah,
I cried. Like, I had a tear running down my face because I was like, there's no way. Because, like, it was so hush-hush, nobody knew.
Yeah, I know.
And then I saw him, and now I think Edge is in his best, like, prime shape than he's ever been in.
Oh, yeah, easily.
He's ripped.
Oh, yeah.
And he's, like, 50, 48.
Somewhere in the
49.
40s.
He's the same age as like Jericho, around the same ages.
Yeah, around the same age, but not the same weight.
No, I said
Jericho,
age.
please.
I said age, not weight.
Yeah. But, yeah. Number 3 or number 4? You still give your number 4.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to change my number 4.
On the spot. I like this.
So I'm going to switch my number 3 and my number 4.
Innovative. Okay.
My number 4 now is Randy Orton.
What? Number 4?
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense. You can see my list. But, probably Randy. I mean, I've always loved Randy. I just love his music. Like, the way he looks so angry when he walks out to this, like, just walks out, and it's so funny. But my favorite rival for Randy, and a lot of people are probably going to get confused by this, is probably Bray Wyatt.
I don't think anyone would ever say that if your name wasn't Draven Wiseman. That feud sucked, in my opinion.
Dude, Randy Orton, not only did he...
Are we talking about the first feud or the second feud?
The one where he burnt Sister Abigail's, like...
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll respect that. The last feud, when we saw Wyatt in the company before he got released...
The Fiend? No.
That was awful.
I'm talking about when he joined the Wyatt family.
Alright.
When Braun and Luke Harper and rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Eric Rowan and all of them were still in there. And Randy Orton just burned down the house. I was so happy.
It was really cool, yeah, I would say. But man, not favorite all time.
Okay, I'll change it just for you, I guess, Kobe.
Alright.
Probably Cena, because...
Right. Well, it's... Newsflash, that's mine.
Well, it's kind of complicated because, like, while Cena was feuding with Orton, Daniel Bryan was also feuding with Orton. And then, like, Cena would give Daniel Bryan a chance, and then Daniel Bryan would give Cena a chance. And
their biggest feud wasn't even then. It was way before that. In the late 2000s, early 2010s.
Yeah, but, like, when, it was, like, right around the time where, like, they switched to one title.
Yeah.
And
hated that.
It was, like, the TLC match where you can be World Heavyweight Championship and World Champion. And,
awful idea.
I remember this. I don't know why I remember this moment, but, like, it's when all of them were in the ring, and, like, they were talking, and, like, Cena had a white shirt on. I don't think I know what you're...
I know exactly.
And, like, Mark Henry and Daniel Bryan, Shawn Michaels.
I love that segment.
I love that. And,
CM Punk.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then all you see is Daniel Bryan just come up in there and just... but that's probably my number 4. I would put him higher, but, like, my top 3...
Alright.
I mean, you can't top them.
Alright. Zach, who you got number 3, bro?
This is, again, this is kind of a confusing one. It's just, again, Draven's just leading me right into it, man. Number 3 is Bray Wyatt.
What? You guys, like, work together?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. My number 3 is Bray Wyatt. I got the pleasure of going to SmackDown one time, and he was there, and I got to like be a part of his entrance with the Wyatt family with the lights and stuff. and I loved, that was one of my favorite movies.
Oh, it's like you were like in the stands.
Yeah, like I was
with
at
your flag
SmackDown.
on your phone. On your
Yeah,
phone.
well, I got to do the
Okay.
White thing. Well, that was when he was in the White family as well.
Was it was it when Sheamus and Roman Reigns were feuding here? It was like TLC, right before TLC.
Maybe I can't even remember the year. It was like I was probably in 8th grade, I think.
Oh, I don't think it was that long.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to many wrestling events, and it really upsets me.
Well, hey, Raw is coming in this month actually.
Yeah, it is.
It's like November 18th.
Are you serious?
Yeah, to Indy.
AEW is coming the 10th. I'd rather go to AEW. I'm not gonna lie to you.
See, if it's Raw, I'd rather go to
I'd rather go to SmackDown. But I've never been to Raw. But Randy.
Let's go.
No, I'm going to New Orleans.
Zach, can we go?
Tennessee. What? I already got my money
To
spent.
what? To Raw?
Yeah, let's go to Raw.
I will. I'll go.
If we can get Joe to get it at the station, meet up, we'll do it.
There you go.
Joe, where are you at?
Where you at, Joe? Where you at, Joe? You have any more to say about that, though?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I loved the Sister Abigail. This was like pre-Fiend and all that stuff. That's when I kind of got
Okay, yeah.
But like
You
it
like
was
the Fiend, right?
Just what?
You like the Fiend?
No, like it was before. Like I stopped watching one before.
Oh,
like,
you're right.
I was out of it. Like I only saw him in the Wyatt family and stuff, and I
Okay.
love that whole persona. He's so like charismatic. He was so good on the mic, and I know he was talented too. I mean, he was really agile. He was a bigger guy as well. He's kind of like Kevin Owens in a way, like
Yeah.
not like top rope agile, but he was.
Yeah.
He was fast. He was really fast. That's Sister Abigail is one of my. I think it's literally my favorite finisher of all time.
Really?
I love Sister Abigail.
We'll have to do the top 5 finishers.
Yeah, Sister Abigail, I love it.
All right.
And it's just, again, like, I just fell in love with him more, like, when I actually got to witness, like, the whole persona,
Yeah.
like, in the arena and stuff. It was incredible. I
All right.
loved being a part of it.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to keep this one short and sweet. Number 3, John Cena. I mean, if you ask me who's the greatest professional wrestler of all time, that's my answer, John Cena. Not my favorite all time.
It's a lot of people's answers.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, it's really either Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, my number 1, or really Cena. So I grew up with him. What can I say? This man was my childhood. I looked up to him. He's probably he was a hero of mine. I mean, I love him. Like, I still love him.
I had light-up shoes of John Cena when I was a kid. So
John Cena was my everything. He was everyone's childhood. Like really.
he was, yeah.
But yeah, favorite rival. Did you say your favorite rival?
Oh, Bray Wyatt? No. It was Daniel Bryan, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, my favorite rival for Cena was Randy. I mean, I'm not gonna say because I mean, it's so stupid how like I put my list together. But number 3 is Cena, and my favorite rival for him was Randy, just because I love what they did. Not only before 2009, but they did like a couple of fights back in 06 when there was like. They knew, like everybody knew they were the future of the company, but we never saw them together enough until like one SummerSlam, and everyone was like, "Oh, well, this is gonna be good. We have to wait. We should save this for another time." I still think Cena's final match should be a one-on-one with Randy at WrestleMania, but I digress. I hit the mic.
So am I go?
Yep.
My number 3 is probably Hangman Page. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
He's
I love his I love his hair. That sounds really weird to say.
not
but
that
like
weird.
I just love his persona as a person.
Yeah.
It's like I've met him in real life. And I've met a lot of wrestlers. I just realized that. I haven't even really realized it, but like
I wish I could say the same.
over the years, I met Hangman Page actually before he blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in like the indie scene. And he came here to wrestle one weekend, and we tried to get him. So our radio station at our high school, not here, we did Arabian Rumble because Arabian is our mascot,
Yeah.
and then we had Tommy Dreamer come wrestle.
What?
And then the weekend we had Arabian Rumble, we signed Hornswoggle to come. But here, listen to this.
That's great.
So Hornswoggle was down to come because we were going to pay him. But WWE contacted him to go to Saudi Arabia for that Battle Royal, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we couldn't.
Really?
But
Oh.
yeah, I was mad because and we had Billy Gunn there too.
Wow.
We had a few.
He is so old.
Yeah,
He
he is
still
old.
wrestles.
So, yeah, that's true.
I don't remember all the names we've had, but like we've had like back in the day, pretty big wrestlers' names.
Okay.
But I'm getting off topic. Hangman Page, probably my number 3, just because his just persona as a person, and I've had the chance to meet him in real life. I love his I love his character, but I love him as a person more than I love his character.
Okay.
And my favorite rival for him is probably Kenny Omega. Because
they still are feuding.
Yeah, I mean they are
There's
feuding.
more to come.
But that's probably my favorite feud for Hangman Page, because I mean they've worked together for years, and they're still able to pull off big matches like that in AEW. So, drop the mic.
Zach, let me hear you. Number 2.
I'll probably have the weirdest top 2 you guys
Oh
have
man,
ever
I
known.
can't wait.
Number 2 is Kofi Kingston.
Oh my God, bro, that's so
I just
weird.
look over and all I see is Kofi.
I love Kofi Kingston, man.
I love him too. Kofi Mania. That was awesome.
Exactly.
That was awesome.
That was.
He's not making any list of mine.
I don't know. I love like.
Probably no. He could make a list. Top 10 underrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. But I mean, I loved him when he was because I played like the old I played SmackDown vs. Raw 2011.
Love that game.
And he was one of my favorite people to use on that. That was I got that game, and that's what got me into wrestling, and I loved him on that. And then that was when he was kind of he had his Jamaican thing.
I remember that.
And then he
Why
was
should I speak Jamaican? If you don't know.
Yeah,
Do you know
I know you're talking about it.
Yeah. And then he had his whole all of his moments in the Rumble when he would stand on his hands.
Oh,
to
yeah.
get out. I mean, he was so fun to watch. He's just electric. Again, he's talented, and then his finishers are all of them. And I to be honest, I love the New Day. I love them on that. I just when they were first coming up, they were kind of hated when they first were made.
Yeah, they were.
And then I didn't watch it. I was out of it during Kofi Mania. Didn't know. I had no idea it was a thing. I swear I had no idea it was a thing. I watched. I got in a rabbit hole. Watched that WrestleMania where he won it, and I was so happy because I had no idea it was a thing.
Really?
And I was it was. I almost I'd Draven. I almost shed a tear.
Wow.
The crowd was into it because I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know all the build up to it and stuff. I
Yeah.
just watched that WrestleMania. It was on Peacock. I just watched it that WrestleMania, and it was one of the. I loved it so much.
You want to know something really funny?
What was it?
I ordered Bootios when they came
Oh, I have a T-shirt.
Yeah.
That whole thing. I love that. The New Day. Well, I like Big E as well. Big E's one of them. He was
World champion currently.
He almost made my honorable mentions as well.
Okay.
But I loved him when he was Big E Langston. That's kind of
Okay.
when he first
Yeah.
came up. And then New Day. I mean, he's just good. And then I just love. Yeah.
If we make a top 5 list of tag teams, New Day's making
New
it.
Day's it's on mine easily. But
Yeah.
that's I just love Kofi.
My number 2, keep it short and sweet again, it's Randy Orton, favorite rival John Cena. I mean, I can't really beat. I mean, it's John Cena favorite rival Randy, then Randy Orton favorite rival Cena. I don't know. I think what made me like Randy more was because of his heel persona in 2009, and then when he had when he was first the Legend Killer. You can't make a better nickname if you try. The Legend Killer.
All of his names are good.
Apex
The
Predator,
Viper.
the Viper. Randy's just so phenomenal. His Undertaker feud, loved it. Triple H feud, loved it. I mean, Batista,
My favorite was probably when he was injured for a year and he came back for SummerSlam versus Brock. And I remember
I
this.
hated that moment.
No, my
They
favorite.
treated him so bad.
My favorite part of that though is when Paul Heyman was talking in the ring and he Randy Orton would never hit at RKO, and all you see is Randy just come in the background.
I love that. I love those moments. That's why wrestling's so good. It doesn't just have to be wrestling. It's the storytelling. All right, I don't need to say anything else about my number 2.
Can you guess my number 2?
Dean Ambrose?
No, he's my number 1.
No. I can guess.
Oh,
I can.
See it.
Drew McIntyre.
I don't like him. Never did. Never will.
I like his new character.
Don't like him.
I just love.
I got bored of him so quick.
How?
He just was bored.
His accent, his wrestling skills, his Claymore.
I was happy when Randy beat him.
I'm gonna Claymore you.
Hey, that's on camera, buddy.
I do think he's talented. I did kind of get back into wrestling. He is really talented.
I think he's a better heel.
Yeah, 100%.
Like after he left and then buffed up a lot, and then came back, and then now he beat Brock Lesnar in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, the WrestleMania.
That's the last time we saw Brock until just a month ago, 2 months ago.
But I love Drew. I feel bad for McIntyre too because he got his WrestleMania moment.
No, he didn't.
But it wasn't his WrestleMania moment.
That's why I really thought that he would win to defeat Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania this year because of his fans. I'm like, oh, they're just gonna let him win this time. All right. No. I'm like, what?
They're misusing him again, and I feel bad because during COVID and when they were in the Superdome or whatever, they were like, oh, he was probably the top face of the company.
Oh, easily.
During COVID, but now that they're in live shows and stuff, he's a mid-carder now.
Yeah, he's just not great.
I'm like, what are you guys doing? You pushed him, and then now you're dropping him. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna go off him a little bit. Sorry, Zach, but they did the same exact thing to Cesaro. They'll push him, and then they'll just slam him back down to the ground, and that's what they did to Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
But I love the Broken Dreams theme song.
I wish he brought it back.
I think he did for a while, but then he took it back away. But my favorite rival for McIntyre is probably Brock because they didn't really have that many segments, but I was just so happy when McIntyre won it because he deserves it because WWE mistreated him. You guys remember the 3-man band?
Ew! That's awful.
Yeah, I hated McIntyre.
So bad.
It was Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and then Drew McIntyre. And I hated Drew then.
I'm waiting for Heath Slater to come back and just be WWE champion at this point. Imagine.
He won't.
Zach, what's your number one, bro?
I mean, you guys already know, man.
It's
Cesaro, man.
It's so weird of an answer to me.
The Swiss Superman.
Swiss Cyborg. I pick up Britt Coley. I'm not making fun of you. It's just nothing to
It's
his
very
character.
odd.
Nothing to his character shines to me. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I just thought when I probably watched it for 4 or 5 years. I loved Cesaro so much. I thought he was like Draven just said, they would push him. They never gave him the push he deserved, I think, because he had all the things he needed. He thrived off crowd engagement. He was a really good face, and he was so talented. He's strong, he's agile. Go to the top rope. I don't know. He was just so talented. They just never pushed him. I was so upset that they never did. And I don't know. I mean, I loved his best matches were in Sami Zayn, in NXT when they were coming up. And I like Sami Zayn a lot as well, back in NXT. But I don't know. Those are my fondest memories of was watching Cesaro matches. Don't know why. I just loved watching Cesaro. And he wrestled at the SmackDown I was at as well when I went.
I feel like if you told a non-wrestling fan to draw a picture of a professional wrestler in 5 minutes,
it would be
Cesaro.
It would be Cesaro. I mean, bald, just jet.
Trunks, boots, that's all you need.
Without all the hair on his chest, since he's Swiss. He's from Switzerland.
And then obviously the swing.
Yeah.
And then I think he had the sharpshooter for a while.
Still does it.
He still does. And then he had the.
What's it called? The
neutralizer. Neutralizer. There you go. I mean, I don't know. It was just so. He was just such an impressive specimen, to be honest. He was
As a neutralizer was when he'll put him between his legs and then snap, do this with his neck.
Oh yeah.
And he would just I know. I mean, it was just so impressive to watch him. They had the uppercuts back and forth.
Yeah, still doesn't.
Yeah, I loved it.
Impressive.
And then I don't know. It's just I wish he had a major championship. I think he was a U.S. champion. Was it? I think he was a U.S. champion at one point.
Yeah, he was.
He was a tag. Was he a tag team champion?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's Cesaro? What about? Was Sheamus? And I do like Sheamus as well. Again, I like Sheamus.
All right. Are you done?
Yeah. That's
all right.
Just again, probably the weirdest top three. My top three.
I love that though.
Bray Wyatt, Kofi, and Cesaro.
So weird. Yeah. Oh no, man.
Also had Rusev on there. Don't forget.
Oh yeah. Rusev, stand up for Rusev. Rusev Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number one, Shawn freaking Michaels. You're not beating Shawn. He's the greatest professional wrestler ever. Like, wrestling-wise.
Cap.
No, he's not. I'm not having this issue right now. We're not having an argument.
Cap.
He's the greatest in-ring performer ever. Kurt Angle? No. Bret Hart? No. Hulk Hogan? No. It's easily Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels can do it all.
No.
Why? What makes Shawn Michaels? Is he top 5?
He's probably top 3.
Okay. Then why did he not win?
He's not number 1.
Who is?
The Ultimate Warrior.
Oh my
I haven't
God!
heard that name.
No, he's not.
How?
Wrestling?
Yes.
Wrestling. Basic fundamentals.
Yes.
I haven't seen enough. I can't comment. I haven't seen enough Ultimate Warrior clips.
No.
So.
I'm sorry, no. John Cena's a better performer than Ultimate Warrior.
The way you are trashing the Ultimate Warrior right now is really offending me.
He's overrated.
He's dead.
Well, you don't have to say that. Rest in peace, for God's sake.
Shawn Michaels is not number 1. I could probably name 5 superstars better than Shawn Michaels. But I respect Shawn Michaels, and he is top 3, arguably. But he's not number 1.
If you ask current WWE superstars,
Undertaker is probably better than Shawn Michaels.
in the ring, we're talking everything. We're not talking just power. We're talking speed, agility, top rope, submissions, every part of it. Bumps. It's Shawn. He knew it all. He could do it all.
Back in the day,
His first run was amazing.
Yeah.
His second run, even better.
back in the day, yes, I would agree with you.
My favorite rival, Triple H. Can't beat it. I mean, maybe Bret Hart, but no, it's Triple H for me. Why would you not say Triple H?
Okay, going to my number 1,
Please go, Drew.
Dean Ambrose,
Ew. All right, we can cut it now. All right, guys, we're gonna see you in the next episode.
a.k.a. John Moxley.
Okay.
And my favorite moment was when he won the Money in the Bank contract,
Yeah.
cashed it in on Seth Rollins, and then the Raw after, Seth Rollins was like, he stole it from me. And then Roman Reigns was like, it doesn't feel too good, does it? I got cold chills because, like, that was, if you think about, like, best storylines that have been built up over the years, it was probably The Shield. Because you had, like, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns fought for the title multiple times. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose fought multiple times for the title. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns have fought a lot. So, like, that, when you, you aggravate me because you say the Shield is not number 1. But they have so much storyline outside of the Shield and in the Shield. So, like,
Bro, not a single person in the Shield has had a better career than Shawn Michaels or Triple H. That's pretty obvious.
but they're better as, no, what?
Yeah.
For one, you can't even compare the 5 of them because Shawn Michaels
5?
and Triple H are both older than them and have a crap ton of years over all 3 of them combined.
Mm-hmm.
And the best one out of all 3 of them, probably, when it comes to like wrestling, promos, everything else, it's probably Dean Ambrose.
Let's say Rollins.
I would say Rollins.
Yeah, I would say Ambrose.
Heck, I'd have Roman at 2. I've never been an Ambrose.
All right, we're cutting the show right now.
I like
I
him.
never
I
liked
like
Ambrose.
I like Ambrose more than like Roman, but
Nah.
I like Rollins more than Ambrose.
Next episode, we're gonna have an hour-long debate on why Dean Ambrose, John Moxley's number 3.
I will not.
All right, but you can't defend him.
I have this thing I have to do.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I think we had a lot of fun. We hate each other now, but we'll love each other in 5 minutes probably.
I didn't hate any of your guys' picks. I'm gonna be honest.
He was a freaking hater on mine.
No,
Shawn Michaels isn't the best best wrestler ever.
No, he's not the best wrestler ever.
Yes. What do you think I mean when I say wrestler?
You said overall.
No, like best in-ring performer. That's what I mean by that. Like best wrestler.
Yeah, best wrestler.
Okay. All right. This man has had top matches. Have you seen Taker WrestleMania 25 and 26?
Yes.
WrestleMania 21 with Kurt Angle. Like even he had almost a 5-star match with Vince McMahon, for God's sake. Even 23 with Cena was great.
Okay.
Bret
How
Hart.
can you be a Shawn Michaels fan but not mention one name? Do you know what name I'm talking about?
Probably when you say it.
Jannetty?
No, Ric Flair.
That was
That was a cool match, yeah.
Who's
He
those
carried
people?
him. He carried the
You know what?
match.
Just
old.
shut up and cut the show.
All right, we're cutting it now. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Draven, for this lovely night that I got to spend with my family.
I think I had the best list, if we're being honest.
No, you did not.
The fact that you had Kofi at number 1.
I was number
Who?
2, okay? I had the
Who
most
was in your number 4 again?
It was Seth Rollins.
Okay, that's not the only one I liked. And Kevin Owens, but yeah.
I'm not basic. I had.
Oh
two
yeah,
outside.
honorable mention, Jeff Hardy. I forgot to mention that.
No.
He has to make it.
Cut the show. You've
All
already
right.
cut it twice now.
All right, thank you guys so much for listening. That's Zach. That's Draven. I'm Kobe Clark. We'll see you next Tuesday for another great episode of Sports Extra Uncut. We don't know what it'll be about, but we'll figure that out.
Peace.
Have you all a great night. Later.